Hey, welcome in the closet. It's Cameron. I'm so happy to have you here. Today we're going to be having a conversation that I think really needs to be had right now. What has been absolutely filling my feed recently, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever, is this conversation around performative weirdness. And I got a lot to say. But before we get into it, I want you to make sure to give this video a thumbs up, to subscribe, to turn on the post notifications, because I want you to join our little fashion family here in the closet. Okay, let's get right into the drama. This whole concept is the idea that individuals portray themselves in a weird, alternative way that is insincere and not actually what they're into. People are kind of out here labeling others as like posers, kind of like they're interfering on certain subgenres and aesthetics and places that they don't actually belong. And girl, the person who has been hit the hardest is none other than the Diet Pepsi princess herself, Addison Rae. As a society, we got to know Addison Rae in like 2020 when she was doing all these TikTok dances, little TikTok videos, and they were blowing up. They ended up getting her in the Hype House, and her and the D'Amelio sisters, Charlie and Dixie, were like taking over the culture during COVID and in the years following. At that time, Addison really wasn't involved in the worlds of music or high fashion. And then in 2021, when she showed up to the Met Gala, the girls were pissed. They were going nuts. They didn't think she belonged there. They were going crazy on the Twitter, I'll tell you that. Soon after the Met Gala, though, her fashion was kind of getting some recognition. The paparazzi were snapping the pictures left and right, and her street style became a big influence on the whole Y2K resurgence that started in the early 2020s. Her outfits were really interesting. They were kind of quirkily accessorized, huge 2000s influence on her wardrobe, very much Britney Spears-esque, the graphic tees that she was wearing with all these statements. It was bold, but it was really iconic. I can say with confidence that I took inspiration from a plethora of her looks at the time, so I loved it. And then in 2023, she released her EP, which was titled AR. And the thought of Addison Rae releasing music, good music at that, was like baffling. So when she released this, it was wild. I will say I was living for that EP. Actually, hold up. Let me just prove that I was a stan real quick. I have been on the Addison Rae fan train since the beginning, but people were still hating hard, and the fact that there was a Charlie XCX feature on it still wasn't enough for people to respect that this girl might be an artist. Fast forward, she did a Free People collab, a Saint Laurent campaign, another Met Gala invite. She was the cover of Vogue France. The girl was doing the thing. And in 2025, she released her highly anticipated album, Addison. And since this album dropped, it has had the haters spiraling, honey. Spiraling. People have been calling her undeserving of the musical work she's done with icons like Charlie XCX, A.G. Cook, and Arca, or her creative work with people like Mel Ottenberg, who is the editor at Interview Magazine, and he was the creative director of the Diet Pepsi music video. No wonder I love that music video so much. It's a work of art. Another person that she's done some fabulous work with in the fashion industry is Miss Claire Sullivan. She did her 2024 MTV VMAs red carpet look. That was one of my favorite fashion moments of the year. It was very old Hollywood, very showgirl-esque. It was absolute perfection. And then she did her pink and white polka dot look for Coachella. It was a Victoria's Secret Pink x Miss Claire Sullivan collab. A dream. And her Instagram feed and TikToks have been having the people side-eyeing. You know, They're saying that she's trying too hard to be obscure and eerie in a sense, but the girls just need to let her do her thing. And as if all this work that Addison Rae is doing with these intellectuals, these artists, these phenomenal people wasn't enough, her stylist is Dara Allen. If you don't know who Dara is, she's the fashion editor at Interview Magazine and is easily on track to becoming one of the greatest stylists of our generation and quite possibly all time. Her work with Hunter Schafer and Addison Rae is absolutely phenomenal. It's exquisite and inspiration. Her style is like the perfect mix of funky and spunky and camp and classic at the same time. And it's so hard for me to believe that Dara would work so closely with someone who is ingenuine, someone who doesn't truly have their head in it, who doesn't get it. And so when these people are coming online and absolutely destroying Addison Rae, saying that she's a phony and a fake, in my head I'm saying, you know what? If Dara is involved in this, girl, it's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. The other thing is that Addie knows her references. I feel like every interview I watch just proves that she's more and more cultured. She's always dropping musicians, dropping names of designers, art pieces, iconic moments in history, world tours by artists, you know, things like that. And when she was on Jake Shane's podcast, Therapist, the whole time I was like, dang, this girl is culturing him. She knows her stuff. Oh, if you don't believe that Addison Rae is genuine, watch that episode. I'm serious. Watch it. And while Addison Rae is taking the most heat, she's surely not the only one. There's a few others on here getting some backlash. Kitty Lever is a model, writer, actress, stylist, creator based in NYC. And her comment sections have a lot of people coming at her saying that what she's doing is ingenuine and that she's kind of copying other people's style. And there's surely a plethora of other creators who are being targeted. And okay, in all, I understand a lot of the frustration. A lot of us like to gatekeep, and I know I do sometimes. I can't lie. I can't. It's super easy to feel like somebody is cashing in on an aesthetic, a vibe, a thing that you've loved for a really long time. But if we're being honest, a lot of this hate just really comes across as jealousy. It's kind of like that, oh, she doesn't get it like I do type thing. So like, it should be me, not her. Hate that. And don't get me wrong, there are undoubtedly people out there that I think are just trying to get clout for the things that they do and are 100% ingenuine in their aesthetic. But Addie Rae is not one of them, at least in my humble opinion. And when it comes to this concept of performative weirdness, maybe it's not about being fake. I think in the end, it's really just about self-expression, and self-expression in itself is a performance, isn't it? I feel like we all put on a little bit of a show every day. I mean, I know I do. We create our identities through posts, through music, through the clothes that we wear, the things that we do. But does that really mean that it's fake if we're curating it? Or does it just mean that we care and that we care about it and that maybe we really love these things? Just because you don't want it for somebody else doesn't mean that it's not still true for them. I wake up every morning, think about what I can do, what I want to wear to be this person that I want to be. It's almost like a manifestation. You know what I mean? But that doesn't make how I show up any less real, any less authentic. It's still me. It's still me at the end of the day. And if it's still me, then it's still you. And if it's still you, then Addison Rae is still Addison Rae. And whatever she's doing is Addison Rae. I think it's genuine. I think we need to cut the girls some slack. We need to cut a lot of these girls some slack and just let them do their thing. Because if they're doing it and they're doing it well, period. Anyway, don't come at me for my opinions, but thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening in. If you like what you saw, I need you to subscribe, to give this video a thumbs up, and turn on those post notifications because I want you back here in this In the Closet family. I love you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Okay, mwah, mwah. Bye-bye.